In this presentation, a few of the numerous interfaces used in multiple learning environments will be discussed, from the standard secondary school classroom, to a specialist sensory impairment facility, to those found with e-learning. A number of interfaces are used within a secondary school music classroom, both with the teacher and their pupils in mind. The keyboards used in the classroom need to be able to suit the requirements of inexperienced users. The needs of an expert user and a pupil are very different. For example, a pupil's main purpose of using the keyboard is to work out how it is played, and understanding its basic features, unlike an expert user who would benefit more from the inclusion of advanced features to further expand their knowledge and enhance their experience. A pupil needs a simple interface to be able to navigate through all the features that they need with ease. Everything the pupil needs should be easily accessible, but hidden away from the novice user could be more varied features which could provide more options to an expert user without alienating a novice user. Also, a pupil may need tutorials and extra guidance which could be provided by the interface, as this would give the pupil more independence in their learning. An expert user, however, would probably prefer the keyboard to be of a higher quality than what a novice may use, as basic features and a basic build that may be easier to use may not be suitable for an expert. Another feature used in the music classroom is a button which stops all flow of electricity from reaching the keyboards in the room. Because it is on a separate circuit to the electricity being provided to all other plug sockets in the room, power is cut off to the keyboards only. The power can be only reconnected through the use of a key in the box underneath the button, meaning that the teacher can turn on the keyboards at any time, but the pupils can't. This feature is very helpful for allowing a teacher to address the whole class without interruption. If a child wished to disrupt the class by making noises on their keyboard, like with the machine gun sound effect for example, then nothing would prevent them from doing so. However, with the use of the button, the power is cut off from their keyboard. This instantly prevents them from using their keyboard again until the teacher allows them to, so the teacher can explain instructions to the class without interruption. As situations like this happen regularly in the classroom I work in, I cannot stress enough how invaluable this interface is. The interface panel is used in the classroom to control all of the functions required for showing presentations from one easily accessible location. All inputs, including multiple computers, cameras and other devices, can be plugged into the panel, and features like volume control can be changed from the panel whilst presentations, for example, are shown through the projector. It makes it a lot easier to know that all devices are connected and controlled through one panel rather than having to worry about connecting them all separately. However, there are drawbacks to having all devices connected into one location. There have been instances where we have had no idea what input into the panel caused presentations to stop working, only that we had to check each individual device until we worked it out, no thanks to the interface panel itself. Due to the amount of devices plugged into it, and the sheer amount of tangled wires coming from it, it was impossible to tell which had caused the problem by checking the panel.
An effective interface will need to be accessible by a range of users, such as people who suffer with specific learning difficulties. I'm going to concentrate on different styles and uses of interfaces designed to support people with sensory impairment issues. My main focus will be on snoozling. Snoozling is a controlled multisensory environment which aims to aid people with severe learning difficulties. They offer people an environment in which they can explore through sight, hearing, smell, and touch. Snoozling has many different interfaces to suit all learning needs. This is just one type of interface the centre has to offer. The user interacts with this interface by pressing the block inwards. This then creates an image on the wall depending on which block has been pressed. This piece of equipment is an interface which is designed to allow the user to explore through different shapes and colour. This again is used to aid visual learners. The button on the left is used to change the shape, and the button on the right is used to change the colour of the shape which is being projected. There is a white ball in the middle which allows the user to move the shape anywhere around the room. People who suffer with sensory impairment issues may have to deal with high levels of stress. Snoozling are fully aware of this and provide people with a relaxation room. In the relaxation room there are large tubes which give off coloured light. The user can control which colour light they would like to relax with by pressing the preferred coloured button. This is really effective as different people have different opinions on what colour may be associated to the term relaxing. of the interfaces at Snoozely allow the users to explore through sound. This is a vibroacoustic microphone. This is different to a normal microphone as it does not require the user to produce sound by speaking or singing into it. In fact, it allows the user to produce different sounds and tones by body movements. The user can play music through moving their hand in front of the microphone. The closer the hand is to the microphone, the lower the pitch will be, and the further the hand becomes away from the microphone, the higher the pitch will be. This is a vibroacoustic chair, which works in conjunction with the microphone. This works by the user sitting down on the chair and feeling vibrations which are produced from the music being created through the microphone. The higher the tone, the greater the vibrations will be. This is effective if the users suffer with severe hearing difficulties.
My Maths navigation is clearly laid out and employs the use of rollover animation when a user highlights over a button. When navigating through the buttons on the home page, the menu remains fixed to the left of the home page. The e-learning resource provides the user with primary navigation and secondary navigation. Primary navigation is the content that most users are interested in, and these are often presented in a sidebar. Secondary navigation is the content that is of secondary interest to the user, which appears in the main part of the page that users pay most attention to. When clicking on the main link on the secondary navigation content, the page will open in a new tab. The page that displays on the new tab lacks a button to take the user back to the previous page. The only way to navigate back is to switch tabs or close the tab. There is not a direct home page button either. Opening a new tab adds clutter and there's a potential for the build-up of tabs, and this can become confusing for the user. If using a portable device, there is a possibility of reaching a maximum amount of windows. The use of modal windows will result in a pop-up appearing on the same tab or window. It would be possible to implement modal windows as they are already being used on the mathematical instruments such as the calculator that pop up during some of the activities. If using a modal window or the same tab, I would suggest providing a breadcrumb trail at the top of every page. This will show the users the path that they have taken from the home page. Users would be able to click on the link at the top of the page. My Maths displays visible instructions that are made clear to the user with minimum memory load by the user. My Maths is easy to learn and use. It is clear where to log in to the e-learning resource and where to locate the topics relevant to the user. Users should be happy with how it is structured. If a user has a problem or cannot find what they are looking for, then the use of the search engine should help them. If they are still unable to find what they are looking for, then the e-learning resource would benefit from the implementation of a sitemap that will list the pages of the website, making it more accessible for the users. There are certain stimuli that grab the attention of the user. There is no clutter or flashing animations that will distract the user. The use of white space in design creates an open and inviting atmosphere for the user. My Maths colour scheme provides ample contrast in the aid of text readability. Using a mouse pointer on menu icons and objects provides ease of use, flexibility and control. There are different icons that make it easy to differentiate the difference between lessons, assessments, homework, games and tools.